Hi, my name is Farron, and what you found here is my weekly energy report. And what I do is I give you a little bit of a guide for the energy sensitive person of the coming week. And this isn't about predictions or astrology or anything like that. What I do is I tap into where we are as a collective and I give you the phase that we're working with and some tips on what to do or what not to do. Actually, more about what to do. Okay? Okay. So it's Thursday and it's July 15th, and we're in a rather intense clearing phase. As you might have noticed, if you saw last week's, I said we would still be clearing when I came back, and here I am. Here we are. We're back and we're clearing, and it is fairly intense. And the reason that it's intense is not because you're clearing out so much stuff, although you might be, I don't know where you are. It is because it's also an influx period for where the earth is taking a lot of new energy. And there's a lot of new light and a lot of stuff happening in the ionosphere that is changing the magnetics on earth. This is making it a challenge sometimes. Well, let me rephrase that. This is what we're working with, a big shift. And if we're not paying attention to it, it can be more of a challenge. But as you know, being energy sensitive, things have already kind of been that way for you. So now you're learning how to navigate bigger, stronger waves. And that has been my experience personally as far as what is coming in. The things that come in are huge. For a couple of mornings, I could feel just dread, disdain, what was that thing? Defeat. Oh my goodness. There were 2 days in there where just dread and defeat were just sitting on my skin. And this is part of clearing. If perhaps you don't have that in your life, experiences that match that, but it starts to come in and up, that's the collective clearing. So that's what I'm getting at when you need to know what you're working with. So we have a few more days of this clearing period, and the influx matches up about with the clearing period. The dates are a little bit, they shift a little bit depending on your sensitivity. So like, they said till the 18th, but you might have a little more or a little bit less depending on how sensitive you've become and where you are in that particular expansion and development. Okay. After the clearing period, we drop into a very short phase, and it is soul listening. And this might be a sharp one, which isn't bad. It's just that if you aren't ready for it, it might take you a little bit off guard. So, soul listening, what is your soul screaming for, is why I said sharp, because that idea of not wanting to be trapped anymore, it might come up. Okay. After that, we have a period, it's also a short one, where we're given, how do I put this one? This is a very special one to me. Oftentimes people associate this time of the month with intentions, and I prefer to associate it with actions around the intention that you carry, because I don't think that intentions come in at any timeline. So there's that. And now in this phase that I'm talking about, it is going to be more possible for the instructions to come in around that. What to do for your intention, right? This is big. Not that you need someone to tell you, it's when you have the energy to tell you. It's just one of those times where you can tap in and the energy is there for you to do this. That's why I like to say I like to guide people towards what's readily available. After this short intention action phase, you get a longer phase. We get a longer phase, and that longer phase is very inspirational. But it's up to you to point at your intention so that you can use these inspirations to build towards that. So If you're not sure what your intention is, that is totally fine. What might come up are new things to learn that support you moving into what most people are calling their new earth. New earth, yeah. So, in order for you to kind of collect the materials to do the things that you need to create your intention, whether it's in your mind, your heart, in your experience, whatever your thing is, in the days right after you feel like you've been kind of toying with the intention, like, oh, I could do that and this will help this and la 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 la. The next few days right after that, it's fantastic time to pull the parts together. Maybe you need to learn something new. Figure out how you're going to do that. You may not have to do the learning part. It might be that you sign yourself up for a class that starts in a month or whatever that is, which is interesting because we're in such an uncertain time. So, watch the time frame that you're allowing yourself to play with. If you're allowing yourself as an energy sensitive person to play too far ahead in the future, that kind of future tripping is going to cause a little bit of a track back. It'll be similar to confusion, except for it will feel like a rewind. And the reason I say it like that is because confusion is the space of expansion. And oftentimes we dub confusion as a bad thing. So watch that one. But rewinding the record, you might just have to change the record. Okay. One thing that I'd like to point out is that while everything around us is dismantling, us staying focused is easier than it used to be. I don't know if you've noticed that. Maybe it's just me. But what I'm finding is that by paying attention to all of these phases, by paying attention to where I actually am and where my instructions are coming from, are they ideas or are they actual instructions from my heart? This has completely shifted the way that I operate. My ability to maintain my disposition when things are going crazy, financial, all of that is definitely associated with this kind of thing. What I'm trying to say is that find your now. It might not be easy at first, but then it directly associates you with your 0 point, centering point, your inner knowing. It's that intuition that nobody can argue with. It's beyond resonance. It embodies you. You embody it. Find your now. Right now is the time to figure that out. You find your now, okay? It does sound confusing. I like confusion. Like I said, expansion, right? Are you operating from your now? That's another question to ask. And then also when it comes to teachings and things like that, ask yourself, is this for me, right? In all of the things I say and all of the things anybody says and all of the things that we read, we watch, all of that, is this teaching for me? If it's not for you, fine, okay? It's not, doesn't mean the teaching is bad, okay? Okay. Have a wonderful week. Have fun with your clearing. It might be intense, but just go with it. And then notice what your soul is saying, okay? Immediately after that, you have some time to really see what inspires you and how you can put that together. And what I mean by inspires, I mean that true intention, that part of you that you just can't describe, that you just have to do that thing. That's what I mean. Okay. Bye. Thank you.